Hello, and welcome to Handled-ish Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I am so glad you're joining me from Podcast Land or on YouTube. This is episode 42. What if you do not like the holidays? And last week, I did an episode about, enjoying the holidays, designing your holiday, making a productive holiday. And I really felt like I needed to follow it up with an episode about, what if you just don't like the holidays for whatever reason? I wanted to talk about maybe how to make this particular time period enjoyable or at least not horrible for you. So, first of all, I want to talk to the people who have people in their lives that don't like the holidays. Sometimes that can be hard, especially if you are someone who loves the holidays. That is, the situation in my life. So I love the holidays. However, I have people that I care so deeply about that do not love them as much as I do. And my advice to myself and to those of you in this situation is to just let people believe that let people feel the way they feel. Don't try to force people to love the holidays like you do. Don't make people feel bad that they don't love the holidays like you do. That is definitely not going to help the situation. It's not going to make you feel better. It's not going to make them feel better. It might lead to resentment or, tension in the relationship. And as much as you want them to share your love for the holidays, this might be temporarily or permanently something you just don't agree on. And that's okay. You can, if you choose to, have a conversation about, maybe why. And if there's something, in the why that, you can contribute to making different, obviously that might change things. If there's something in the why that has nothing to do with you or you can't fix, you're just gonna have to let them, to let them feel the way they want to feel. Um, and something else you may want to choose to do is have a conversation about, well, what if anything, would you enjoy or at least go to or participate in, regarding the holidays. Maybe there are a couple of things that this person does enjoy, or at least, is willing to go with you to. And then, there are things where you definitely want to give them a pass. And maybe they don't, obviously attend everything, or there are certain things that, they're just not interested in being a part of. Having that really honest conversation, I think is really, really important. Um, and then if you are the person that doesn't love the holidays, again, it's okay. You do you. If, there are things that you can think of to make the holidays more enjoyable, that's definitely where I would encourage you to focus your efforts rather than try to, convince yourself or anyone else that, the way you feel is the right way to feel. It is just an okay way to feel, right? It is the way you feel. There's nothing wrong with that. However, this is your life, and we want you to enjoy and participate in it, and have it be positive as much as possible. I think that's all of our goals. So there are some things that you can do. Um, Shrinking the amount of holiday activities that you participate in is probably most likely going to help you be a happier person. If you don't enjoy the holidays, overdoing the attendance is not going to bring you joy. So is there anything throughout the holiday season that you do enjoy? Obviously, you want to make that a priority. If there are things that are just really awful for you, please, speak up and use your voice and say, you know what, I'm just not going to do this. You can make it, temporary. I'm just not going to do this year. If you just want to write it out of your life forever, you may choose to say that, you know what, this is not something I'm doing anymore. Things change, so you may just want to do the temporary thing, but again, it's up to you and how strongly you feel about it. Um, Having conversations with the people in your life about, hey, you know what, I'm willing to do this, or I want to do this, but I only want to go for an hour, or I'm only going to go for an hour. So maybe, shortened list of activities, but also shortening the duration of participation at activities can sometimes turn something into something you dread to something you actually might feel good about. So that's something to think about too. And you don't have to apologize to anyone. This is, your life. You do what you feel is right. People will remarkably adjust. And if they don't, then that really, is really more on them than on you. You obviously don't want to be, you wouldn't be, I know you, and you wouldn't be, mean or hateful to anyone in your life. And so you just, if you thoughtfully just explain, or don't explain, thoughtfully just share, because you don't have to explain. If you want to, you can. That these are the things I'm going to do, and these are the things I'm not going to do. So shorten list, shorten duration. Please make sure that you build in things that you do truly love during this period to, balance things out for you, to replenish you, to refill you, to re-energize you. This is the time when a lot of that can be, pushed aside because things tend to be a little busy. Make those things priorities. Put them on your calendar, book them, non-negotiables, etc. That's going to make things a lot more palatable for you as well. So building in those particular things. Also, look to January, look to after the holidays, and schedule some things that you truly are looking forward to. So, if you are doing something either by choice or if you feel it is out of obligation, that, just around the corner there are things that you are choosing and things that you are prioritizing. And sometimes that's helpful as well. Reducing decision fatigue. I talk about that all the time, but if that's helpful to make the holidays more palatable to you, do that, right? Simplify your gift giving, simplify the, food that you're bringing or making, simplify clothing, right? I'm going to wear either this or this to every holiday thing that I'm going to. Sometimes it's those, vast number of choices that we have to make to that makes things a little bit stressful. And if we can reduce those choices, everything tends to be a whole lot happier. So, give yourself two choices in each category. Boom, boom, boom. If you, are inspired with another idea, make that note for next year. Holidays come every year. No big deal. If you think of the perfect gift after you've already bought a gift for someone, make a note. Do that next time. Don't stress. It is okay. We've all said the cliche, but it truly is the thought that counts, right? When it comes to gift giving, and when people feel that are doing this out of love or appreciation or fondness for them, that's what matters, right? Way more than what you choose to provide someone as a gift. So, whether you have people in your life that do not like the holidays, or whether it's you who just don't love the holidays, now's the time to think about how to make things better, for yourself, and how to, potentially even enjoy this time of year. If this is something, that you're, really having a lot of emotions and concerns about, and, if you're worried about it, or, maybe you're having trouble sleeping or whatever, maybe I'm not a therapist, but I'm a huge fan of therapy. Maybe, it's an opportunity to talk to someone to help get some additional tools on how you can make this particular time of year better for you. Um, if there are people that, not seeing would make your life better, also a big fan of making those decisions, or again, reducing the amount of time that you were spending with them. I know that we all feel a lot of pressure, this time of year, a lot of sense of obligation, and, you're a grown adult, and, this is your life, and, people again are very, very, um, they can adapt, very adaptable. That's the word I'm looking for. Very adaptable, and they can deal. And again, if they can't, then that says a lot more about them than you. So, again, I know this is sometimes really difficult stuff. I think the sooner those conversations are had, again, when there's less emotion attached to it, it's not the morning of or the day before, you're talking about it, 6 weeks in advance, for example, it tends to be a little bit of an easier conversation. And have compassion. I think that's, an overall message for this time of year and any time of year. Have compassion for the people in your life. And if they're struggling or, need an out, right? You're like, hey, you know what? It's okay that you don't do this particular thing this year. Um, I think that's a value. Ooh, did not think I was going to get emotional, but you know what? Holidays are emotional. So anyway, those are thoughts that I've been having about this. Would love to know what you think. Are you someone who loves the holidays but have people in your life that don't feel the same way? How do you handle that? Are you someone who is the one who doesn't love the holidays? How do you handle that? What are some suggestions? Because obviously all of that will be significantly helpful to folks that are in your shoes. We all like to learn from each other. So let me know what you think. Social media at Betsy Hays, BetsyHays. Website, betsyahays.com. You know what to do, right? Rate, review, subscribe, share, etc. That's how the podcast grows. And thanks for being part of that community. And tune in next week for the next episode of Handled-ish Productivity for the Imperfect. Until then, take care and please be kind to yourself. You are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.